Hello, my name is Mike and welcome to Alignment Unknown. Today I'd like to talk about one of my favorite books, Masks, 1000 Memorable NPCs for Any Role-Playing Game. You can purchase a PDF at DriveThruRPG for $16.95. As far as I know, there is no hard copy version, which might be a drawback for some of you. I also want to make clear that the copy I'm talking about today is not a review copy. I purchased the book myself and this is my honest opinion. Let's get started. As the title would suggest, Masks contains 1000 NPCs, or non-player characters, that any game master, dungeon master, judge, etc., whatever you want to call them, can use in their game. You're given 334 fantasy NPCs, 333 modern ones, and 333 sci-fi characters to work with. However, you could take any NPC from any category and slot them into any game with some minor alterations. The NPCs are also broken down into possible villains, neutral actors, and potential allies. Like the setting though, you can easily convert a villainous NPC into an ally with some minor changes. That being said, let's have a closer look at one of the villain entries so you can get a better understanding of what this book can do for you. Here we have Najir Mitrel. Each entry starts with a name and a brief description of what this NPC is about, followed by a saying that you might hear them say in play. In this case, "Don't hold back your fear, it makes everything sweeter." Yeah, this one sounds pleasant. Now, this entry comes with a very cool picture of the potential NPC, but you'll notice in the entry itself that you're not given a race. The picture suggests that Najir might be an orc, but he could easily be a goblin, human, elf, or anything else you desire. And while the entry refers to Najir as a he, that doesn't mean it has to be a male NPC. You can easily tweak each entry to make the NPC the sort of character you need in the moment. And each entry is system agnostic, meaning you can use any of the characters provided in any system you may be running. I also want to point out that not every entry has a piece of art attached to it. For me personally, I wish there was more art, but I understand that commissioning art is very expensive and takes up space, and you really don't need it to make the book work. And at a healthy 338 pages in length, the creators likely didn't want to make the book any longer. Next, you have the appearance. Najir's entry says, quote, "Bulky and strong, Najir bears the scars of many battles and carries many cruel-looking weapons. The cold and calculating look on his face is enough to intimidate most of his targets. His wild and dirty appearance belies his intelligence, another of his strengths." End quote. As you can see, you're given just enough information to start forming a mental image of what this NPC might look like, and even how they might think and act. You're told that he has a cold, calculating look, which says something about that character and how people perceive them. Next, you're given a little bit about how you'd roleplay Najir. You're told again that he has a deductive, calculating mind and that he's willing to track anything for anyone, as long as he gets paid. After that, we're given his personality. Born into a life of cruelty, he doesn't feel much sympathy for those he's hired to track. He's not easily distracted from his goals either. He's basically a highly intelligent, cold, ruthless hunting machine. In the next part of his entry, we're told what motivates Najir. Is it just money? No, it would seem that Najir views the hunt like an advanced game of deadly chess, where both his mind and body are tested. He would actually love to find an adversary who is able to outthink or outfight him. The background section expands on their motivations and past. Najir's entry says, quote, "There was no love for Najir in his filthy hovel, and there was rarely enough food for the entire family. Until Najir started hunting, that is. In the woods, Najir learned to watch and learn the patterns of his prey before striking. He studied animals and other hunters, picking up techniques and developing incredible new ones. He quickly got bored hunting animals and moved to hunting people. He never cares who he hunts, just that they provide challenge and he gets paid. Najir studies his quarry for many days before striking." End quote. Last but not least, each entry comes with tags that allow you to easily search for similar traits amongst the NPCs found in this book. Maybe this particular criminal doesn't work for your setting or needs, so you can just search for the tag criminal and find another. Each entry in the book is set up in this way. There are usually 4 NPCs per page, unless there's artwork taking up part of the page, but you can see that there's a lot of information to work with there, but no page turning either. Everything you need is found on one page, making it easier on the Game Master to use this book while playing. At the end of the book, you'll find the index, which allows you to find NPCs using any trait you might need in the moment. Need a laborer? There it is. Need a magical genius? Looks like page 313 has what you're looking for. Honestly, I absolutely love this book. It's one of the most useful PDFs I own. I often struggle to come up with multiple memorable NPCs for any given game, especially when the session takes a turn outside of the NPCs I had already set up, and this book takes care of that easily. If I don't use the whole entry, I can draw inspiration from any entry and create something from it that's unique and hopefully interesting for my players to interact with. I highly recommend this book, and if you have $16.95 to spare, this book will make a great addition to any Dungeon Master's PDF collection. That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to support my channel and the making of videos like these, please look in the description box for the link to my Patreon. Every dollar is used to improve the quality of my videos. For as little as $1 a month, you'll also gain access to my growing collection of maps, which you can use in your games as well as other perks outlined there. Cheers.